Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the white pieces against a 1930 from Brazil. We have a Sicilian that's going to the Grand Prix if we can. Apparently we can. And we'll see what happens from here. We've played this a few times so far. Not amazing results, I will say. But we're going to stick with it. I am enjoying playing it. But it can be a tricky opening, to say the least. Knight f6, inviting e5. Very interesting. I don't see why we can't play e5, to be honest. It's very rat-y, I guess you would say ratty. I don't want to play a d3. I don't want to play a queen e2. Although the knight is actually covering this. What am I on about? So maybe we just go bishop b5. I'm unlikely to go bishop c4. Although I could do. It's stopping d5 as a break. Stopping d5 as a break. Ooh. And e6 I think would be good for us because they're fixing their structure on light squares with this bishop undeveloped. So I'm tempted to go bishop c4. I know you can choose between b5 and c4. I don't know the details between it, but we'll see what happens. As per usual, we just mess around and find something out, hopefully. Queen e1's a usual sort of move in the Grand Prix. Looking for like a queen h4. Like we said there, e6. I'm tempted here now to go e5. It makes this break extremely awkward. And we still have some good ideas with our own sort of attacks. What those attacks are, I'm not quite sure. But we will hopefully figure them out sooner rather than later. Because I don't know what's happening. We probably want to... do we want to go f5? Probably not. We're probably playing a slower game here, I think. We're probably going to end up playing a slower game. So I'm going to play an a4. Very similar to what we do in the Caro-Kann, where we're stopping the b5 break, or not discouraging is the word, the break. d5 has been coming. I think it's an option. We don't want to let them have it, I don't think. We probably just want to en passant and go from there. There is some questions we have to ask about our light squared bishop now. But I don't think it's too bad. We could look for a bishop b5. Could look for a bishop b5. I don't mind that, you know. I don't mind that. Threatening the double isolated pawn, it would give up the bishop pair. I'm not too upset about that because this is an ugly looking light squared bishop. And if this pawn ends up on c6, it's going to be semi-permanently ugly. It does have this diagonal technically, but like a d3 would fix that. This bishop's relatively strong, so we have to be mindful of that, I think. Knight there is not what I was expecting. Surely, oh, takes, bishop takes. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Bishop takes, we just move the king. And we live with that. If pawn takes, then we move this knight here. I think we have to take, though, which is unfortunate. They've gone with pawn takes. I don't really like pawn takes. I thought bishop takes was better. This is, you could argue, is slightly awkward. place pawn on d4. Blocking in your bishop. I want to play a d3 if possible. Maybe a bishop d3 is necessary. And figure out sort of what to do there. I'd like a d3 to free up this dark squared bishop, but then we are at risk of getting this light squared bishop a bit trapped. So I'm not too sure. They've gone for knight takes, which is probably smart from them. Probably smart from them. Now we are definitely... Ooh, they pushed the pawn again. I'm not going to take. Taking's ugly. We do have the option of going c4. C5. Is definitely a possibility. Alternatively, c3 is an alternative. Is a possibility. Getting more control over the d4 square, I think, would be nice. We do have to be mindful of this weakness here on b5. I'm going to play c3. We have to fix our dark squared bishop, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm gonna play here. I'm gonna play queen f2. This pawn was weak anyway. I'm not too upset about that. I didn't want to play e3 because queen takes, and this pawn could actually potentially be a bit dangerous. They take, which is fine. And I'm going to play rook b1 and look for a b3 potentially. I could look for a queen c5 and try trade off the queens. And we are playing down a pawn, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I have an opportunity here to get rid of the bishop pair, and I think I might just do that. Playing dark squared bishops. They have a fixed light square pawn, which is good. So we could potentially get this pawn back. We do have a serious problem with our dark squared bishop, though. So we need to be mindful of that. But I think if we can sort of fix that, then we'll be in a relatively okay position. b3, c4 looks good, I think. And then we've got this forward pawn on the semi-open file. It does give opportunities to trade off the bishop, and bishop d4 is a huge threat. So second thoughts, probably not. That's awful for us, right? We've messed up there, surely, horribly. There. True. Yeah, we've definitely goofed here. Okay, we'll save the knight at least. Play b4. Can we try trap this queen? Can we try trap the queen at all? I don't think so. Yeah, we'll play a b4, bishop a3, queen c2. Queen c2. And then we can think about b5 with knight g6 check. Going for that. Although that would not be a good move, I don't think. This is a tough position. This is a very tough position. Our knight's borderline trapped as well. Not nice. Not nice at all. It's okay. It's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. That's a brilliant move from them. Really annoying. Really annoying move. Okay. Queen a2 is a massive threat. Yeah. Okay, it looks like we're just playing with the knight at the minute. Not ideal. Not ideal. We'll go... We'll go knight c6. I think we have to, unfortunately. This is horrible. This is horrible. We really, really messed up with this dark square bishop. Really, really messed up. Yeah. I don't know what to do, to be honest. I don't even know how you can fix this. It's permanently... We need to win one of these pawns in order to fix this this problem. So, like, knight e5 going after this, but it can be defended with both rook takes and bishop takes. Extremely awkward. This one can be defended with an a6 and then defended by the rooks, which is, again, awkward. We can go knight a5 and try kick the queen a bit. Isn't horrible. The queen's going to go to d5, though, and make life very awkward for us there. But at least we can get the rook out then. At least we can get the rook out. Yeah, queen there, and we'll get the rook out. I think. Yeah. I mean, we've got no choice. We're playing down a piece, basically, until we can win one of these pawns. But if we do manage to win one of these pawns, then we're potentially okay. We are also down the exchange, which does not help at all. But we'll play on and see what happens. We will play on. I never resign these. Whoa. What? Why? Oh, that's clever. That's clever. Ooh. Yeah, I've messed up that one. That's a great move. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't do much about that. I can't do much about that one at all. The threat is bishop there, pinning. Oh, I can block with the rook. I can block with the rook. They do that? Strange. I go bishop there. Ooh, they definitely missed the mark there. You go bishop there, I think. Because now I've pinned their bishop to the king. And I've potentially fixed my problems. I use potentially very loosely there. They have no checks. No real checks. And this is nice for us. We'll pre-move takes because I think that's their only real move. And they've definitely missed the mark. They had a brilliancy for sure. That was a beautiful move. Really, really beautiful move. And that's been sort of an idea for a while. But they definitely capitalized that at the right time. However, missing the mark there is not ideal. We'll pin the rook as well. Because that's going to be very awkward to sort out. Rook d8 if they push the pawn. d1, sorry. And yeah. I think we're doing okay, to be honest. Knight c6 if they check. We'll have to move the king first, obviously. I think we might potentially be better. I don't want to say that. That's not a good idea to be jinxing things like that. But yeah, I don't know why they moved. Yeah, so you go there. We'll go king h1. Rook c1, d2. Queen takes, check, takes. Ah, there you go. Yeah, so they fixed up there. Oh, do we have knight c6? Knight c6, push, takes. No, because they've got mating threats. Oh, but we can throw in check. No, we can't. Oh, this is so cool. I like this a lot. We go knight b3 first. Knight b3, queen takes is awful. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Oh, I want to look at this position more. Yeah, b2 there. We'll try this. I don't think it works, but I'm running out of time and I don't have any other ideas because we still need to, like, if we manage to get up material here, we still need to be able to win. You know, we still need enough time to be able to win. or play for the draw like we did the other day. I don't think it was yesterday, day before, where we ran out of time with a potential draw. D2 is a good move here. Rook D1. Rook C1. Queen takes. You go there. Go there. Backed up by the pawn. I thought takes. No, takes is stupid. What am I on about? I don't know. Basically. We'll go Rook D1. Trying to win this pawn. We need to save the king, so maybe like a H3 wouldn't go amiss. I'll go there. I think that's fine. Takes if Rook C1. Is fine. H3 is necessary, I think. They decide to trade off into a queen endgame. That can't be right. They're banking on the time. They are banking on the time. Ooh. I think that might be a dubious from them. I think that might be dubious. We'll go there with the discovered threat. I don't know what it's discovering, but hopefully something. We got to play very quick. My hands are sweating. Go there, I guess. Sure. Go there. I'm too sweaty for this. We can take pawn with check if they take. They go there. Go there. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making moves. Queen there. Oh, knight there, sorry. Knight there. Threat of queen takes. Go back now. We have some checks. 28 seconds. Can we do it? I don't even know. I don't know why I clicked there. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't have time. Gosh, what is happening? What is happening? I don't know. We can go there and play G1. Or we could go knight blocks, even. They go there. Let's go there. Check. See what happens. Try trade off the queens if possible. Where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? I'm not sure where. They could go so many places and it changes my moves. My hands are sweating. Come on. Breathe. Breathe. Focus up. Focus up. You got this. Forked. Forked. Lovely. Amazing. That's the worst move you could have done. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Love to see it. Okay, we just got to tidy up these pawns and try to win. Go there, I guess. Go there. We're trying to tidy up here. That's all we're doing. Clean up crew. Clean up crew. As long as we have enough time. Not sure what I'm doing there. Come on. We good. Boom! Ooh! I shouldn't have won that at all. I should not have won that. That was wow. Wow. Wow, wow. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. I really don't. That's a shocker. That was such a bad game. That was honestly such a bad game. Yeah, that was horrible. Um, yeah, I no words, to be honest. No words. 68.9% versus 61.6. 1500 versus 1600. So they actually had a higher estimated rating than us, but a lower accuracy. And yeah, let's dissect this because there is a lot to think about. The move is in fact e5, knight h5, and you're playing this almost like a rat, which is interesting. Trade off in the center as well, also very interesting. And it's important to note that your bishop's covering f4. We played bishop c5, still sort of even, but you'll lose your advantage of kicking about the knight. Castles, castles, queen e2, which is a standard move in the Grand Prix. Apparently not in this situation. The move is to play d3. Don't ask me why. It seems sketchy blocking in your bishop like this when you're a few moves away from getting trapped, but I guess like an a4, a3 fixes that. You just got to trust it, I guess. e6 I thought was good. We played e5 a bit late. Now they can go back to e8 with the king being castled. a4, d5, and apparently you don't take en passant, which seems like the thing to do. Taking en passant goes down to minus 1.6. You play bishop b5. That makes zero sense to me. I guess it's a bit more of a closed structure, so you're freer to push some of these pawns up and go for your typical Grand Prix attack. But yeah, takes en passant, knight takes, and then we went bishop b5. Another sort of mistake. You were meant to go straight back to e2 and do what? d3. Try trade off, I guess. But I mean, this diagonal, it's not nice. You know, both the queen and the bishop can get there. Obviously, this knight's covering there at the minute. But after like a knight d4 with either knight, you know, get rid of this and then you can go in. You know, it's looking good. Knight takes, pawn takes. I didn't think pawn takes was particularly good, but the computer's liking it. And then d3. d3 is a really cool move and apparently the best. I had doubts about it. But very interesting possibilities opening up the position, which is what you want when you have the bishop pair, I guess. We played c3. I want to see what c4's like. Probably not good, right? I mean, queen there for starters. Loses the pawn. e5 first, apparently. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Queen check I thought wasn't good. I thought... in fact, I don't know what I thought. I don't remember what I thought. But it wasn't queen check. I must have overlooked queen check. Apparently, in accuracy, the best move was e5 for some reason. It's really liking e5. I'm guessing that's just to free up this light squared bishop. However you do it. Makes sense. Queen f2 takes. And this is where our big problems started. So in -1 here, moving the rook over goes to 2.3, minus 2.3. We messed around with the knight here, got rid of the light squared bishop, and then this queen a2 moves. It's horrible. So nice for black. We can't defend the rook. We save our knight is the only thing we can do. b4, sure. Bishop a3. Rook a1's the only real way to defend the bishop. And then b5. It's such a clinical move. And to be honest, this is probably resignable. Like, if I wasn't so stubborn, this is probably resignable. I mean, what are you doing? You're playing permanently down a piece. We tried to get the knight in. Knight a5, I think, is a good enough try. You go knight e5, bishop takes, and then you've got no chances. I don't think. You've got no chances. We tried to go rook e1, and then this is beautiful. Apparently not a brilliancy. It's a mistake, in fact. I thought that was just a brilliant move. I don't see why not, to be honest. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking bishop there works when the pawn's right there. Yeah, apparently c7, rook c7's better. I'm guessing that's just to double up and take your time. I mean, stuff like this, there is literally no rush. The bishop isn't going anywhere. The rook's tied down to the bishop. The knight's tied down to defense of b3, so the queen can't get him. It's not going anywhere. You have all the time in the world to double up, I guess, is the point of the computer. Rook takes is braver. Like, even if it doesn't work, it's super brave, and I really respect it as a move. Bishop b2 is the problem with it. If not, I've got huge problems. In fact, let's have a look at the engine. Yeah, everything else is at least -2. Bishop b2 is the only thing that's remotely playable. Rook c8, yeah. Apparently bishop takes not even the best move. The move is rook d1, just to preemptively stop the d2 push, I guess. Rook takes, queen b2 a blunder makes no sense at all to me. I mean, to be fair, a minute 44, we didn't have much time to calculate. But rook d1, and I guess you're just scared of this pawn. I guess you're just scared of the pawn. But, yeah, I mean, you can't pawn push at the minute. But, like, rook c2, like, what do you do? Queen f3, d2 seems completely winning, right? Takes. Pawn takes. Ah, king f2 is nice. Yeah, king f2 fixes the problems. Quite nice. Because you are, in fact, down a piece. So, you've got to be a bit careful. Queen check, yeah. King h1. Apparently, queen f2 is better. King moves is really smart. Fixes any threats I had. There is no mating threats either because of the g6 luft. So, I think that's really smart. I tried to get the knight involved. Rook d1's probably the safer way to play. I don't know why they didn't push this at all. You had every opportunity to push, and I, to be honest, don't know what I'm doing. Because I can't take this pawn because of the pin on the king, you know. You can't take my queen here legally because this rook's pinning your rook to the king. So I've got major problems. Queen c4. Knight e5, apparently the only good move. Only drawing move, in fact. Because you've just got so many threats, I guess. It's actually quite nice here. You go knight e4, rook c2. You can actually take the queen here. And after takes, you're actually still covering the rook as well. So that's quite nice. They mess about a bit here. I think this is where it goes from drawing to winning. You know, they completely ignored the pressure they had on my king, which is, by the way, if they get any of their pieces, including this pawn, to the back rank, it's going to be mate. Because it's going to be a back rank mate with these two pawns here. So they just, like, ignored that and tried to play me on time, which is never a good idea. Even if you're super low on time. Play the position. Like, they have 3 minutes 41 seconds left. That's so much time. They should be playing the position. We managed to trade off. Apparently an interesting continuation is queen c3 here. Yeah, quite nice, I think. Quite nice. I don't know what I would do, to be honest. Just throwing the check, maybe? Check, king up, h3. h3 is a blunder. Why is h3 a blunder? Ah! Oh, wow. That's beautiful. There. Takes. So you have to take because you can't defend this again. So you have to take. Queen takes, check, king up, and then check there with the fork. Wow, that's beautiful. That's really nice. So what's the best move here? Oh, you go g3 instead. And then you've got the escapes go this way. And the f-pawn's tidy as well. Quite nice. Queen takes, and I'm up a piece here. I'm just up a piece, you know. Up a piece for 2 pawns. You could argue it's playable with the queen, but realistically, it's going to be a relatively easy win for me. like even low on time. We made a few mistakes, and they still weren't able to survive this. And that's it. Especially this move. You know, there was a lot of possibilities they could do here. This was one, and I thought about this. Apparently a miss. Apparently a miss. Oh, duh. there's a mate there. Okay, yeah, and the other one was this, I think. At which point I would probably have thrown in the checks. Tried to get there. And just keep checking. Try to trade off the queens. But be mindful that there is a possibility of potentially not in this position, especially with the knight covering so well, of some perpetual checks. So we do have to be mindful of that. But yeah, we messed about a bit with the queens here as well. But as soon as we get the king in here, it plays itself really. You know, you can't really mess this up. And we know how to pre-move the queen versus king mate. You always just the queen can safely box off the king, always forcing it to the corner every move, and you just move it one square at a time. That's all you need to do. There's probably a more efficient way to do it. And then once you're here, you've got 2 squares of wiggle room, so there's no chance of stalemate. You get your king over to f6, and then queen there, whatever you do is going to be mate. So, yeah, we got lucky. We got so lucky. And I definitely need to actually take more time to look at the Grand Prix theory, because I obviously do not know it well enough. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.